Hey folks, welcome to another video here in Phantom of Haunted Hill. I'm Mike, your Phantom. Yeah, we have our big contest going on. We'll decide the winner tomorrow live around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But in the meantime, I thought I'd make this video here just to tell you, I was thinking last night about why do I love horror movies? Even better yet, why am I out in the snowstorm? Can someone explain that to me? Yeah, I was thinking back when I was a young kid, and I'm talking really young. Who knows how old I was, maybe 2? I don't know. But I remember, and it was just vividly, it was like I smoked some of the greatest pot you ever had. Of course, I had no idea what pot was back then, but I think it was Doctor Who on PBS. I could be wrong, but I remember it was really colorful and had really awesome monsters. Now, mind you, I was just a little boy, a really young man.
I was a young man.
And of course, I remember that stuck with me. And then, of course, growing up in the 70s, In Search Of with Leonard Nimoy, that show would scare the shit out of me. And probably half the people that watched it. I was living in Brooklyn, Ohio at the time. And I remember it was Halloween. And I was looking in the sky. And I'm pretty sure it was the city that did it. They must have used something. There was a witch that flew by in the sky. And that was real. I swear it was real. But then again, when I was also a young kid, I could swear, you know how they got those rooms and you got the small little door? I swear that when I was a kid, that I had opened that up and I watched this vampire scene. It seemed real to me. It could have been from a movie. But to me, and still to this day, I believe that I really saw that. But, you know, then growing up, of course, with Cleveland having so many great horror hosts, you know, we had the Ghoul, Gallardi, Big Chuck and Little John, Big Chuck and Houlihan, super host, you know, Frank and Drac, some of the greatest horror hosts of all time. And I remember, of course, Superhost was the easiest to watch because he was on Saturday afternoons. Was it noon until 4 p.m.? He'd start off with usually a full hour of like the Three Stooges. And then at 1 o'clock would begin the horror double features. You know, the Wolfman, you know. The Bikini Girls and the Monster, you know, all these great movies that scared the shit out of me as a kid. Some of which I remember to this day. And when I think about it, they're almost kind of like, you know, you would make you wonder, well, you had to start somewhere, right? At least they didn't start off with, say, like Dee Snider's Strangeland, the worst horror movie ever made. I remember The Blob. The Blob was one of my all-time favorites. Godzilla, of course, the American version, which is all we had at that time, with Raymond Burr. That was a great classic. I remember Invasion of the Saucermen with the brain creatures. I just fell in love with horror. And as a kid, you know, I would purposely, even though I'd be so fucking frightened that I'd be panic-stricken, literally. That's why I love horror so much. It was so much fun as a kid, but back then, I was honestly serious, you know? Like when Dracula bit that hot chick on the neck, that scared the fucking shit out of me. And so I would get up late at night, and we had cable back then. That's when it very first started. Yeah, so we had cable back then, and it was such a glutton for punishment, and I loved horror movies so much that I would get up late at night, in the middle of the night. Say, I would scan through and circle every horror movie that was in the TV guide. And So I'd make sure I was watching every single one of them, no matter what time of the day it was on, except if I was in school. But I'd get up late at night, watch these horror movies that were on HBO and stuff, and have the living fucking shit scared out of me. And then I had the joyous task of going back upstairs to my room. And I was terrified. I was panic stricken back then. I remember seeing such movies like Vice Squad. It's not directly a horror movie, but I remember that movie fucked me up really bad. I was watching it with my grandpa. Ramrod scared the shit out of me himself. Yeah, so I don't know. Then the VHS days came, and we discovered Fulci and Franco and other. Then we started getting even more into it. That we learned who the directors were, the producers, the actors, the special effects artists. And here we are today, doing a YouTube channel called The Phantom of Haunted Hill. And so there's my little story. I guess it's too cold out here. I got to get back inside. But I hope you like this video. Maybe share some of your experiences. What got you into horror in the comments there. Don't forget, tomorrow will be Friday. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be coming. I'll try to connect to a live stream. Hopefully it'll work. And we'll give away those 5 DVDs that were featured in the last video. You have to pick a number between 1 and 100. I wrote the number down in the video. And I will prove it to you as we do the show tomorrow. So, thanks for watching, folks. Hey, hit that subscribe button. That's the only way you can win. Alright, we'll see you next time here on Phantom of Haunted Hill.